Good morning, guys. We're heading off. Excited to see what we pick up. All the veggies, right, babe? Go ahead and try it. Tomatoes. I am loving it. Actually, wait to add it when I'm actually gonna eat it. I don't think anyone will ever understand how much this reminds me of my mom. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Millie. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you are new, then I hope that you stick around and subscribe down below. If you are trying to live a healthy and easy plant-based life, then this might be of interest to you. So something that I'm excited about this month is a little mini series that I have going on here on how to start a plant-based diet in 2022, or just some basic tips and tricks that might help you get started. And so today's video is more so focused on restocking your pantry. In the last video that I posted on Wednesday, I shared a little bit about having your environment kind of set to help you succeed. And so in order to help you succeed, it is super crucial to have your pantry and your fridge and your freezer stocked up with all those delicious and nourishing plant foods so that you can actually succeed on this way of eating. Now, this way of eating is delicious, it's nutrient dense, it's just amazing, and I love it, and so I want you to love it too. But in order to do that, we need to stock you up. And so today I actually did my large grocery haul. And so I thought, what better way of showing you guys how to restock your kitchen, how to get ready to start a plant-based diet, than to show you what I picked up on my grocery haul to stock up. Now, some of the things I already have in my cabinets, and so I don't need to buy more rice and beans because I'm all good right now. I'm stocked up on those things, but I will make mention of the things that I do have stocked that I think that you might greatly benefit to have those stocked up too. You guys some ideas and get your mind just thinking of things that you want to have in stock so that you can succeed on a plant-based diet this year. All right, so I do want to mention before we get started that I am going to be filming a Q&A. So if you are new to plant-based eating, you might have a ton of questions. I know that when I first started, I had so many questions, so maybe you do too. And if you do, go ahead and just ask them for me down below, and I want to include a Q&A in this little series to help you get started on a plant-based diet. So please go ahead, pause whatever you're doing before you continue and leave a question down below that might be helpful for you if I answer it. So I do want to make mention that next week I'm actually going to be working on a challenge for myself, and I will go ahead and put it up on the screen for you. And it's basically going to help me eat 30 plants in a week to see if I could do it. And as you can see on the screen, it shows a list of grains, fruits, veggies, beans, nuts and seeds, herbs and spices. And so basically trying to check off 30 of these things that you will be using throughout your week and try to get to 30. So I am really excited. Now you can go ahead and join me too. I think that this might actually be very, very helpful for you to help you get started, because you can make sure that you're including a little bit of all these different things, these different items in your meals, and therefore you're actually eating a very well-rounded plant-based diet. And so I think it's very beneficial. So you should join me for this. A sweet subscriber messaged this to me and said that this would be a super great idea for a video, and I totally agree. And so that's why I'm including it. So if you guys also have any video recommendations, please let me know. You can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I am more than happy to chat with you guys and interact with you all, because I appreciate you guys. You guys are people and I'm a person, and I want to reach out to you and I want to talk to you and be your friend and just, you know, chat about plant-based eating and all that fun stuff. So yes, you can go ahead and DM me there if you have any ideas, and I'll be happy to see if I could make a video for it. All right, but for now, let's go ahead and get started to the stock up grocery haul in hopes that it might help you succeed on a plant-based diet. All right, guys, so we are gonna go ahead and get started on our grocery haul, and we're gonna go ahead and start off with the produce. And first item actually is not going to be produce, it's going to be oats. So I love picking up oats. I have some already stocked up that I pick up in bulk at Whole Foods, but my husband prefers these. They're a little bit I don't know, a different consistency once you add the milk to it. So my husband loves those, so I picked those up for him. And now for reals, moving on to the produce. One of the things I highly encourage you to do is to make sure that you have some greens in your meals, in your grocery list, whether it be spring mix, maybe you prefer, I don't know, romaine or any other type of lettuce out there, spinach or whatever. Like, go ahead and make sure that you are adding some greens into your weekly meals. Highly recommend it, high in nutrients. And so, yep, I picked these up at Aldi. For the two stores that I went to this week were Aldi and Walmart, and so that's pretty much where I went to get all of these items, and super affordable, inexpensive. Another video idea, actually, now that I mentioned expensive, I'm going to be answering the question, is plant-based expensive, in another video, and I'm really excited for that one, so watch out for that. So I picked up some bananas. I've been wanting a smoothie, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let those bananas brown, and once they brown, I'm gonna go ahead and make some smoothies out of them. And yep, but I also really like them on my oatmeal. I personally love bananas on oatmeal, so I'm gonna use that. I picked up some cabbage. I love just boiling this up. It is so tasty, so delicious. And one of the neat things about living in a little tiny house behind my in-laws is that they have tons of fruit trees. So I didn't have to pick up fruits because we have tons of oranges and mandarins in their trees. So we are good for that. So I didn't have to buy any. So I'm good on fruit. I picked up some lemons from their tree as well, and I also picked up some cilantro, which is really nice because I could have fresh cilantro. Alright, so moving on, I also picked up 2 packages of broccoli crowns. I love broccoli. It's my favorite vegetable. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I actually don't eat it, and I feel like something's missing. So I love including broccoli in my weekly meals. It is just so good. Just steamed up with nothing on it. It's just delicious. Alright, and something really exciting that I bought. So if you like kind of Hispanic flavored food, then this might be maybe a good idea for you. I picked up a couple of chiles, like dried chiles, and that is because one of my co-workers, look, it's a little dinosaur. My boss gave me that, and it's just so cute. Can you see it? It's adorable. Anyways, so my co-worker, she so kindly just gifted me with this cookbook. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move it because I could hear that noise. But anyways, I don't think I could show the recipes, but let's flip through it and you could kind of get a little glimpse of like just so many delicious traditional Hispanic recipes, and I am just so excited. So that's why I got the chiles, because a lot of the recipes include some of those, so I'm excited to be trying this cookbook out. And yes, I have gotten the question if this is more of a vegan cookbook rather than a plant-based, and I am pretty surprised with this because it actually is heavily plant focused, not just vegan with a lot of like processed meats or anything. No, it actually has a lot of plants in just about all of their meals, so I'm really excited. But that was the purpose of picking these up. So now moving on, I picked up some onions. I love topping just my meals with onions, especially for burrito bowls, for burritos, for tacos, for tostadas. It is just a delicious topping. I love onions. And I do have some white onions, but I picked another one up just in case. I love adding this to the base of soups. This is an essential item along with garlic, but I do have garlic in my fridge, so I didn't need to pick any of that up. Alright, and I also went ahead and picked up some chayote. They were on sale at Aldi. I think they were like 29 cents, so I picked up 2 of these. My mother-in-law loves them, and so I'm just going to go ahead and steam them up in my steamer basket, and they'll be ready super quick. And I picked up a lot of tomatoes. Again, this is great for soups. This is also delicious to just cook them up with some potatoes, and it is just so delicious and a filling meal that I love serving up with beans. So there's an idea for you. But yeah, for sandwiches, for tacos too, this is just awesome. One of my favorite current vegetables is actually zucchini. I've been loving, my goodness, zucchini. It is just so delicious. I mean, if you put it with some soy sauce, it's good. But even better, I think that the reason that I bought so many is because I want to steam them up in my steamer basket, cut them in half, cut them in like long pieces, and then just pop them in my steamer basket. And just on their own, they're delicious. But if you want to make it extra fancy, go ahead and top it off with some garlic salt. And this is just such a great way to bulk up your meals and keep it low in calorie density if you are trying to lose weight. But overall, it's mainly because they're delicious, because who doesn't love zucchini? I didn't used to, but also, before I forget, this is also a great way to bulk up your soups and add more vegetables into your soups, because nobody will notice. My husband, I think I put them in there and I don't think he's noticed. So, but maybe he has, and he just eats it, and he's just so sweet. So definitely, I encourage you to have some zucchinis. And I also picked up a large bag of russet potatoes because you can make so many different types of meals. You can go ahead and make some mashed potatoes that I currently have in the fridge, and it is just so good having potatoes. Like, who doesn't love potatoes? You can make tons of fries, see? Tons of fries. And it's just so good. So if you are new to plant-based eating, don't shy away from the potatoes. Potatoes do not make you fat. Potato is good on its own, and you could just put them in your air fryer, put them in soups. Don't shy away from the potatoes. They're so good. All right, so I've mentioned this before, but I picked up some roasted garlic hummus. My husband loves this with rice and beans, and it's so tasty. So I picked up 2 so that we don't run out halfway through the week. That would suck. And we also have some regular hummus already in the fridge, so I didn't need to pick up extra. So now, if you want to keep it low in fat, then find one that is oil-free. I personally don't worry too much about having oil in my hummus just because of convenience and because I'm not drenching my food in hummus. I add like a tablespoon of it into my meal. I find that hummus, just regular hummus, is a perfect replacement for dressing. For salads. I just love hummus. All right, so we're on over to this side now, and I love coffee and I love my K-Latte machine back there. So yeah, I picked up this midnight blend, enough for the rest of the month. I also picked up this tomato and basil pasta sauce, and this is because I love making the lasagna soup that I made a few weeks ago. So if you are interested in that recipe, I'll go ahead and link it down below. And tip, this one is also oil-free, so I hope that you try it out, because you could also make this into like a marinara sauce, and yeah, just put it into your pasta, add in some vegetables, add in some zucchini, some broccoli, and you are good to go. And that's a quick and easy meal. So if you are new to plant-based eating, having these on hand to simplify your life, that would be just so helpful. All right, and my husband loves pasta. He loves pasta. I don't eat much of it, not because I like weight loss purposes or anything. No, I just personally prefer rice and beans. That's my favorite. I find the pasta doesn't really fill me as much, but I picked up some rotini and some elbow macaroni for his pasta because when he works his second job, this is easy to take on the go. But yeah, picked up a lot of those. I find that having them on hand for any easy meal, it's nice to just have on hand. All right, so moving on to the good old canned stuff. But before we do, let's go ahead and move on to the bread that I got. I picked up some sourdough. I usually pick up the seeded bread, but today I went with the sourdough because I've been wanting an avocado toast, and so I find the sourdough is delicious for that. I don't personally shy away from bread. Now, I don't eat loads and loads of it, but I do eat bread, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I am not going to have that mentality of never having it just because I want to look a certain way. No, I am going to enjoy food that I love, and I'm excited for that avocado toast. All right, so some things that I love having in my pantry are diced tomatoes. Now I got both. I got diced tomatoes and petite diced tomatoes, and I got 2 different ones because some soups I prefer having the smaller tomato pieces, and for other soups I prefer having larger chunks of tomato. So it's just personal preference, but I like these because you can dump these in soups. You can also substitute this one with that tomato and potato recipe that I mentioned earlier. You can use these as well, but I use these mainly for soups, and it's so nice because you just dump some of these, some pinto beans, and some corn, and you are good to go. Add in some seasonings, and that is an easy and delicious soup. I also picked up some pinto beans and some black beans because, yes, even though I have dried beans that I could cook. Some soups require 2 types of beans, and I don't want to make 2 giant batches of 2 different beans and not finish them. So I find that sometimes just grabbing canned, having them in my pantry is just so helpful. So that's a pro tip. And if you just don't want to make beans, that is okay too. Go ahead and get some of these. It's totally fine. All right, and so the next thing I picked up are some golden corn. I picked up a lot. I picked up like 18 of them, and that is because I love having this. I love adding these to soups. I love adding these to burrito bowls. I love them on their own, really. And I also like adding them to my unfried fried rice. So that's why I love having these on hand. All right, and along with beans, I also picked up some chickpeas. I picked up 12 of these because I freaking love chickpeas. I feel like if I just rinsed them, I could easily eat them like that. Just add in some lemon and they are so tasty. So I got some chickpeas, and that sets me up to have a lot of meals on hand. All right, and I also picked up some tapatio because we love tapatio here, and so we picked these up. Having your favorite sauce is also very important to add it to your meals. It'll make it delicious, and these are our personal favorites. I also picked up some sriracha because we were running. All right, so now moving on with the spices that I am adding into my drawer collection. So new ones that I picked up are carne asada. Now I saw Miranda from Running on Plants use this, and that got me interested in trying it because I had never actually heard about it, which is kind of surprising because I'm Mexican, but no, I had never heard of this seasoning, so I'm really excited to use it. I picked up a Casero Total Seasoning, and yep, I'm excited to try this as well. All right, and so I went ahead and also picked up this adobo seasoning. It was right next to it on the shelf, and so I was like, why not give it a try? That's kind of what I do with spices. I just love having tons and tons of spices. I know it's a little messy, but if you can see, I have tons and tons and tons of spices here. I can't get enough. If I see them, I am willing to try them. And I do use most of them, but some of them have been there for a while, admittedly. All right, but my trusted seasonings that I would encourage you to pick up if you are new to plant-based eating, which I'm sure that many of you have probably already had them, but these are always a safe bet. I always use garlic powder, onion powder, and I love adding garlic salt. It's a good combination. You know, you could salt things up and make it garlicky. And I love cinnamon. So we picked up an extra one of this because we are almost running out, and that's not good. And we actually had already completely run out of black pepper, so we picked up a giant container of black pepper. And while I was at Aldi, they had this salt-free seasoning blend, and it looks so good. I don't know what's in it, but it just sounds so good. So we're gonna go ahead and try this one out. We picked up some paprika. I love adding this to fries. It adds such a delicious flavor to them. So I'm excited to have this again because I had totally run out. And one of my all-time favorite seasonings that you should try if you haven't already, which you might already have because it's that awesome, it's the Everything Bagel seasoning. I love adding this to avocado toast. I also love adding this to sandwiches or hummus toast. It is so good. So definitely try this out if you haven't already. So like I said, go ahead and add spices to your spice collection. It will definitely just make your food taste better, give it more flavor, and maybe you'll enjoy trying out a plant-based diet a lot more than if you didn't try these out. So I wanted to say really quickly as we continue with everything else, something about spices, something that I heard is if you are new to plant-based eating, think about this. If you were a meat eater, would you really eat that meat if it wasn't seasoned? Probably not. It probably tastes like just bland and ew and gross, but we season that. And so in that same way, go ahead and just season your vegetables, season your potatoes, season your beans, and make it flavorful so that you can actually just succeed and thrive and eat delicious food on a plant-based diet. And I hope that just gives you kind of like a perspective on how the same seasonings that you would use for something kind of meat related, you can also just add those same seasonings to your plant-based foods, and it'll be just as delicious, if not better, and of course, healthier for you. All right, now moving on to the frozen stuff. So recently, I tried frozen mixed vegetables, and I fell in love. I cook them differently than the bag says. What the bag either says to put it in the microwave or to put them in a skillet and put water in it. But I found a way that I have been loving these. And the trick is I put them on a pan and I cover it. I don't add any water. I just cover it. And once they have cooked and steamed up, I go ahead and add soy sauce and ginger. So go ahead and find some vegetables that you enjoy that are frozen so that you can have on hand to add them to your meals. I picked up some chopped broccoli, some pepper and onion blend because I want to go ahead and make some fajitas, make some tacos with this, and then adding some carne asada seasoning. Again, idea taken from Miranda at Running on Plants. Yeah, like I am excited because this would just simplify. I don't have to chop anything up. It's already done. Add to a skillet, add some seasonings, and it's done. So go ahead and try these out. So I also picked up some asparagus spears and I picked up some sweet peas, both stores that I went to. So Walmart and Aldi actually did not have tons of peas. So I'm bummed because I usually pick up like 5 of these because I love adding these to my unfried fried rice. But it's okay, I'll go back later. But yeah, I find having these, adding them to soups is an awesome idea as well. And that is it for all the stuff that I picked up at Walmart and Aldi. Alright friends, so that wraps up today's video, today's restock haul. I hope it was really helpful for you to see me restock my kitchen items. That way it can give you ideas on things that you want to stock up in your kitchen. That way you are more prepared to start off a plant-based diet in 2022. And like all things, it does take time to get accustomed to it, but don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Just keep going. You can totally succeed on this lifestyle. It's trial and error, and you'll get there. And that's where I was. And now I'm living and thriving on this way of eating, and I love it. It changed my life. It really did. But okay, I want to chit-chat a little bit more about this checklist. Again, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, and I hope that you try it out with me. Maybe it will help you. Go ahead and comment down below as well if you're going to try it out. But yes, I'm just super excited to try this out, to go ahead and check off so many different items on this. I'm so excited. I just feel like I'm going to feel so motivated and just so excited to check as many boxes as I can and maybe even just surpass 30 plants in a week. So thank you so much for suggesting this. I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm really excited. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen for you guys. Now you guys can't see me. You see the list. Go ahead and screenshot it real quick so that you too can go ahead and check off this list and eat 30 plants this entire week. And again, please go ahead and leave a question down below for the Q&A if you are interested in having me answer any of your questions, because I want to be here to support you guys on your plant-based journey. So if I can help you in any way, just let me know. Again, you can DM me over on Instagram and I'll be happy to reply. So that totally wraps everything up for today, but I will see you guys on Wednesday. Yes, on Wednesday with another video on how to succeed on a plant-based diet this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below and I will see you guys in the next video.